Scholars. It's Miss Solombrino from Great Hearts Western Hills. I am here with my niece Corey.
Hi.
And my niece Sydney.
Hi.
And we're going to be talking about pen pals today. Hey, Corinne.
Hi.
How do you like to keep in touch with your friends and family?
I like to call, text, or FaceTime them.
Yeah, those are really good ways. Right now, things have changed quite a bit, haven't they?
Yes.
Yes, quite a bit. But now for a while, we have to rely on technology to keep in touch and to communicate with everybody.
Yep.
I know I'm thankful for technology.
Me
It
too.
gives me an opportunity to talk to my scholars, to work from home, for my kids to get their schoolwork done, for you to get your schoolwork done, for us to talk to our other family members. It's been wonderful, hasn't it?
Very.
But long before we had technology, do you know that people still got to keep in touch with all of their friends and family?
Yes.
Like, let's say they lived in a different state and they couldn't just pick up the phone and call them. How do you suppose they did that?
By letters?
By writing letters. Yes, that's a lost art. Do you know who John Adams was?
No, I do not.
He was the second president of the United States and played a very important role in helping lead the country to independence from Great Britain. Yes. He knew deep in his heart that America should be free, and he was a man who was not afraid to speak his mind.
That's good.
Yes, he stood up for what was right. He gave speeches that inspired and changed the minds of his fellow patriots.
Really?
Yes, he was a man who loved words. He was very thoughtful and selected his words very carefully, so they were very powerful
So
words.
does he talk a lot?
He talked very powerfully. Yes. But you can hardly mention John Adams without mentioning his wife, Abigail.
Abigail Adams?
Abigail Adams, yes. John and Abigail loved each other very, very much.
That's good.
Yes, and had the same dream of independence for this country. Because they shared this dream, they spent many, many, many days away from each other and months apart.
Really?
Yes. While John went back and forth from Philadelphia and even across the ocean to Europe to work to gain independence.
My dad had to go across the ocean once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you got to pick up the phone and call him?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had to write letters.
I bet that took a while.
Oh, yes, it did. They didn't have an iPad or a phone or a computer or anything like that to call and say hello. And you were right. You know what they did?
Write letters?
Do you know how many?
A lot.
Take a guess.
100?
1,000 letters.
Way off.
Way off. Throughout their lifetime, they wrote over 1,000. Can you believe that? Over 1,000 letters.
They got a lot of hand cramps.
Maybe, but they used beautiful penmanship. They took their time and wrote very beautifully.
And they definitely.
Maybe. Letters were the only way to communicate them. The letters became some of the most famous in the world, and people still read them today. They're on display. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
That is so neat. Abigail would write wonderful, encouraging letters, wondering if generations of Americans would ever come to understand the sacrifices they had to make for independence. We're having to make some sacrifices right now, right?
Yes.
Yes, but they had to make even greater sacrifices. Abigail was John's strength when he had to stand up for what was right. Even when it wasn't popular, her letters offered him kindness, support, and showed how much she trusted his opinion and advice, and his letters showed the same. Would you like to hear one of Abigail's letters?
I would.
Yes? I just so happen to have one of Abigail's letters right here. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. These are times in which a genius would wish to live. It is not in that sweet calm of life or in the repose of a specific station that great characters are formed. The habits of a virtuous mind are formed in contending with difficulties. Great necessities call out great virtues. When a mind is raised and animated by the scenes that engaged the heart, then those qualities which would otherwise lay dormant wake into life. Look, Corinne, I found John's letter.
You did?
Yes, would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. Human nature, with all its infirmities and deprivation, is still capable of great things. It is capable of attaining to degrees of wisdom and goodness, the virtues and powers to which all may be trained by early education and constant discipline, are truly sublime and astonishing. Aren't those beautiful words that they use to each other? Oh, I love it. Letters can be a wonderful way to share our thoughts and ideas with someone we love and trust, and they can be read again and again. I used to have a pen pal. I actually used to have a lot of pen pals. I moved from New York to San Antonio when I was in high school, and I missed all of my friends. And so we used to write letters back and forth to each other because we loved getting letters from each other in the mail, and we would use our own hand, our own penmanship to write to each other. I know, and I have them still. I saved all of them.
You do?
Yes, I love reading them over again. Often, we call someone we share letters back and forth with, what do we call them? Do you know what we call them?
No.
A pen pal.
Oh.
We call them a pen pal. Do you have a pen pal?
No.
Would you like one?
Yes.
Spend some time thinking about today who you would send a letter to and what you would say to them. It's always fun to get mail when you see a letter with your name on it. Have you ever gotten a letter with your name on it? A handwritten letter? Not just a birthday card, but a letter? If you have,
no.
leave a comment down there and tell me who you got a letter from. Have you ever sent a letter?
Yes. I actually, now that I think about it, I do have a pen pal.
Yeah, who's it?
Yeah. Her name's named Emma, and I met her at this mother-daughter retreat that I went to.
Oh, very special. I love that. You shared something in common and you kept in touch.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then I got her number.
Very nice. Very nice. If I was going to be your pen pal, this is exactly what I would say. I would make special stationery like this, and this is what I would say to you. My dearest friend, this is how Abigail started her letters to John. I sure miss getting to see you every day. While we are not at Western Hills together, I have been living on a ranch with my family. We are taking care of chickens, goats, and 7 dogs. We are also starting a garden. We walk almost every day, and we have been cooking and making all sorts of snacks and treats. What have you been doing? I would love to hear it. You can write me back. Sincerely yours, Miss Solombrino. Isn't that nice? I love it. If you'd like to send me a letter back, I would love to hear from you. You can have your parents get the address to Western Hills and write to me there, and I can pick it up and write you back and maybe even mention you on my next video. Would you like to learn how to make some stationery like they used to do?
Yes. How about we have my sister Cindy do that?
Oh, what a great idea.
Yeah.
I'll have Sydney help you. Okay. Hey, Sydney.
Hi.
You going to help me?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to show you a couple examples of beautiful stationery that somebody may have used quite a while ago, because they used to use their very best penmanship and beautiful paper, because wouldn't you love to get something beautiful in the mail? Yes. So here are 2 examples of stationery that you could maybe try to replicate. Or maybe you have some stationery at home, but these are 2 examples. We have this one here. Can you see it? It's pretty.
Thank you.
Pretty plain. Yeah. And then there's this
That was
example.
pretty.
That one is very beautiful. And I can show you how I put the flowers on my stationery. If you can see it here. I took some flowers and I pressed them. I went out and picked a couple of flowers, pretty little flowers, and put them right onto the paper. And then I took another paper. This is cardstock. It's nice and firm, so you can work with it a little bit better. I put the flowers right on there, and then another piece of paper on top. And then I took a ruler, like a straight edge, and I wiped it across. Or you could take a spoon and rub it across like that, and then it leaves the imprint of the flowers.
Or put it in a book and then smash it.
Yes, or you could put it in a book and smash it.
Yeah.
That sounds like Sydney's way of doing things. Okay. The other way I made a piece of stationery is I just took a regular lunch bag, like one of those paper lunch bags, and I made the letters that I used to read John and Abigail's letters on. Made it look very old, and then I took a straight edge and drew the lines. Which way are you going to show us? I see you have some cardstock and some stickers. Very nice. That's a fun way to use up some stickers.
Yeah.
Maybe you can put them around the edge like that.
Yeah.
What do you think? You want to put some on there?
Sure.
Okay, and then show us what you did. Okay. Wonderful. She's going to peel them off very carefully. I would love to hear some ideas that you have to make some beautiful stationery. Maybe you see some wildflowers around your property that you can pick and press onto the paper. Maybe you have colored pencils or crayons or markers. Ooh, you know what would be really pretty to see is some watercolor. Maybe you can paint some watercolor on your paper and then let it dry and draw some lines and write your most beautiful penmanship. So what you could do is make a beautiful piece of stationery and write a letter on it, and you could take a picture and post it in the comments so we can see it. That would be a lot of fun. Maybe we could see what you guys are all making. Ooh, that's lovely. She's making a lemonade summertime piece of stand. Yes, I love it. Oh, that's so good. Can I hold it up for the scholars to see and then you can finish?
Yes.
Thank you.
I used that as a sign.
Oh, she did a banner. Oh, for the sun. Look at that, guys. That's great. Thank you, Sydney.